Hey everyone, this is Zach. So today we're covering the 12 most essential skills that you need as a real estate agent. So you could be brand new, struggling, maybe looking for that first deal. You could also be an experienced agent looking to take your business to the next level. So today we are ranking from S to D grade. So S is superior, superb. We have A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. We are ranking these 12 skills based on what's most important to least important. Why are we doing this? Well, we have overseen over 1,000 transactions. We oversee over 260 agents at our company, and we've seen a lot of what works and what doesn't work. So if we can better help you succeed as a real estate agent, if we can decrease your learning curve, if we can point you in the right direction of what you should focus on first, priority-wise, that's why you should watch this video. Share my screen so that way you can see what I'm looking at. And I'm not going to go in order finance. Let's get here. So finance is interesting because, again, you are a small business owner. You don't really clock in. You don't get paid hourly for the most part. 9 times out of 10, you're an independent contractor. You are running your own small business. So if you don't have a closing, it hurts. When you do, it's the best day ever. So where would I rank financing? I'd actually put it as a D. And here's why. So I am not a financial expert. I'm not your CPA. I'm not your accountant. So always consult those type of people. What I did early on in my career is anytime I had a closing check, I would take 20% and just put it in an account that I would call my tax account. So hopefully through all my deductions, I would get a refund. Another 10% of all my commissions, I reinvested back into marketing, lead generation. So that was kind of my finance situation. I think you can start there as a real estate agent. You don't need to put a lot of focus on it. But yes, it's important to be aware of your finances. Hey, don't be spending more than you bring in. Be aware. I did the 20% to savings, 10% to marketing and more leads. So I would rank finance as a D right now. Go up to negotiation skills. Now, negotiating can actually be pretty beneficial. You got to know how to wheel and deal. You got to know how to get people to sign up with you. You got to know how to ask for repairs and be comfortable with that, or tell another agent no. So I would actually put negotiating as a B. It is a very good skill set to have. And when you know what to listen for, what to hear from certain people, that can really take your career to the next level. Or with sellers and asking discovery questions, finding motivation when how long until you need to be to the next place? Oh, well, actually immediately because I have a job starting next week across the country. Well, that's pretty important. So negotiating is very important. I'd put it B. Communication. I got cut off here, but communication, where would I rank this? Well, communicating is just answering the phone, responding to emails, reading emails from the company you work at. I'd put this as an A skill. If you are a bad communicator, people are not going to work with you. If you don't know how to speak to people, again, they're not going to work with you. You have to be able to respond. Don't have a full voicemail. The basics of communication. I know this sounds a little silly, but it is so important. I got a call the other day from a consumer that was outside of an agent at a different company, their listing, kept calling that agent for an hour. Text, call, email, nothing. Waited 2 more days for them to respond, called them each day, nothing. Called our company and said, look, this person just won't respond. We are actively in the area only for this week looking for a house up to $600,000. Can somebody at your company help me? That all came because the other agent was a poor communicator. We've had other deals where they've come into our Boomtown database and people haven't followed up with them. So communication is everything. You have to be really good. You have to keep your phone glued in your hand as a small business owner, as a real estate agent. It's an A. All right, now we're going to go with economics. So economics can be studying the current market, knowing what homes are selling for, also studying the broader real estate industry. So where interest rates are at, are homes going to keep increasing in value, decreasing in value, just studying the market in general. Economics. Now, this is a tier list of what's most important to least important, especially getting started as a real estate agent. I would say it's not a D, but I would say it's a C. If you're an agent looking for a deal, you always need to have an abundance mindset. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the market does. 2008, there's still homes selling. And so if you realize that and just focus on the different niches that are always going to sell, maybe divorces, maybe people having kids and needing a bigger house, maybe people downsizing, maybe older folks moving into assisted living. So there's always going to be people that need to buy or sell. That could be your broad economic study for being a real estate agent. But as you get more skilled, you can work down this list and get in more depth as far as understanding why the real estate market moves in the way that it does. All right, now on this list, I want to talk about a CMA. So this might be a little controversial. A CMA, a comparative market analysis. Basically, as a real estate agent, we find every home that is pretty similar to the subject property, and we create kind of hey, the market might make this house sell for this price or list for this price. It's not an appraisal. And that's the biggest differential with a CMA versus a licensed appraiser. Now, our CMA is important? Absolutely. Is it something that we need to study with intense detail right away, or if we're struggling? No. I would actually put it probably as a C, again, with economics. When you have a listing pop up and you need to run a CMA, now's the time to learn this skill set. But until then, I'd hold off. Because a CMA is basically, hey, let me get all the data together of everything that's sold, present it to the client, and let them make the best choice for them as far as what they want to offer or what they want to list for. Again, we're not appraisers. So I wouldn't go in depth, spending all this time right away going into what a CMA is. All right, let's look over here at the end, time management. So time management, you are an independent contractor. Nobody is asking you to clock in and clock out every single day, how many hours you're working. You have to hold yourself accountable. And for me, early on, I did struggle with this until I built out a time block throughout the day. I knew from 8 to 11, I'm lead generating every single day. 11 to 1, I'm working on my admin work. 12 to 1 is lunch. 1 to 2 is admin work again. Maybe you have deals, emails I have to respond to. 2 to 4 is more lead gen, and 4 to 6 is appointments. So that was kind of my general time management block, but this is so important. This is up there with communication. You have to be intentional with your time. It is so easy to fall off or disengage, not plug into the brokerage, not attend trainings. Oh, I got busy. I had to mow the yard. I had to go grocery shopping. I had to go see family. It's so easy to get distracted, and the hours that you waste on other tasks that are not helping you as a real estate agent turn into weeks and months. So time management is essential. You need to create a schedule almost immediately. That's why I would put it as an A skill set. Very, very important to have a time block schedule to know exactly what you need to do. One of our awesome agents in Chattanooga has a non-negotiable with himself. He says, I've won the day as long as I've hit my lead generation block every single day. And it's non-negotiable. He can't do anything else during that time. So create a schedule for yourself. All right, next skill set. Let's go with this first one right here. Contracts. So where would I rank contracts? Listing agreements, purchase and sale agreements. Well, I would honestly put that next to negotiating because a lot of times these two work hand in hand with each other. Contracts are very important. These are legal documents, and when agents do it incorrectly, it can put you in a legal situation. It can jeopardize your license. So it is important. I would put it as a B skill set. You need to be aware of contracts. You can hold off until you have that listing that you need to sign up that seller to learn and get with your broker to learn the exact way to fill out the listing agreement. Same thing with buyers, filling out your first contract. You can practice. You put a little bit of time into it in the beginning, but you can really hold off until that need arises. But it's very important. These are legal documents, and the consequences for filling them out incorrectly, not understanding deadlines, can get you and your client sued. So this is a B skill set. All right, next one on the list, I want to go over emotional intelligence right here. So what do we mean by this emotional intelligence? This is having a high EQ, being a true professional. So for example, I've seen listing agent has a property listed for sale. Buyer submits an offer that's a lot lower than list price, and the listing agent gets upset. They get angry. They say, that's offensive. How dare you? That's a low EQ. So we want to have a very high emotional intelligence. We want to maintain a flat line of emotions. Yes, we can be excited or we can be frustrated, but when we're dealing with clients and consumers, we need to be that steady professional. So emotional intelligence, I would put this as a B, right next to contracts. Because if you can do this and you can be that rock for your clients, they will refer you other business. You can't be emotional with them. Sometimes clients get very angry. Maybe an inspection turned out awful. Well, instead of saying, hey, I agree, this is terrible. How dare the seller? They should have disclosed this. Let's sue everybody. That's not somebody that people want to work with long term. You want to have a very high emotional intelligence. All right, so let's go into organizational skills. So what do we mean by this one? Well, this is going to be mostly your admin work. So maybe inputting things into a database, maintaining that database, maybe organizing your paperwork, kind of just those admin tasks. Now, it's kind of the lower skill set because it's not high dollar. You're not converting clients. You're just kind of maintaining. I would actually put this down here with finance because, again, we want new clients. That's where we make our money. When we get a new listing, when we sell a home, when we have a closing, when we get a buyer to write an offer, that is top producing for us, and that moves the needle versus just kind of doing the admin work, organizing our database, inputting notes. That's going to be a D skill down here. All right, so we are down to our final three. We have marketing input twice, so we're down to our final three: tools and tech, lead generation, and marketing. So I know everybody's probably curious, what is S? What is the superb category over and above an A skill, B skill, C skill, D skill? Well, number one on the list, and it will always stand alone, is lead generation. This is the most important pillar for you as a real estate agent. If you did nothing else and you did enough volume of lead generation, you would have all the business you want. Too many agents don't prioritize lead generation. It might be down here. It might be a C skill. It might be, hey, when I get to it. It might be because I don't have good time management skills. But lead generation is leaps and bounds above every other skill. You need to learn how to get people in the door and sell them. And when you have closings, all this other stuff can start to fall in line down the road. But you need to focus on lead generation. This is the first pillar of what we teach. The three most important pillars: lead generation, creating a database, and following up. This is first for a reason, and it will always be. When I started off, a lot of agents don't like doing this, but I door knocked 100 homes a day because that is what I could control. And I can have the expected results that I need to because it's just a numbers game. So when you create that consistent lead generation flow, you will have a very successful real estate career and you will get off the roller coaster of income. 1 month I have a closing, 1 month I don't, 1 month I do. It's because agents, when they get a client, they've done all this hard work to find that client. Now all their attention goes to that client and helping them find the right home, get to closing, and there's nothing else in the pipeline. So we need to be consistent with this lead generation. Again, this is going to be the biggest factor to move your business. If you don't have enough outbound direct touch points with people every single day, your business is not going to be as substantial as you want. So focus on this skill set every single day. Do whatever it takes. Lead generation, number one. All right, so we're down to our final two. We have a repeat over here, marketing twice, but let's just look over here. That's what we'll have is marketing. So where would I rank this? Marketing is very essential because if you don't get the word out and you don't tell anybody that you're in business or what you do, nobody's going to know to use you. So I would actually put this up here with A. So we need to lead generate. We need to communicate effectively. We need to have a time management schedule built out, and we need to market ourselves. You run and operate your small business. Yes, you work for a brokerage, but again, that's just the umbrella where by state law, you have to hang your license under a brokerage, especially in Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. I believe every single state, you have to hang it with a broker. So marketing, you need to know how to market yourself because the company a lot of times is not going to do it for you. So do you even have social media accounts? Are you creating content? Are you getting the message out there? Do you have a slogan? Do you have a value proposition? What are you doing to market and brand yourself? This is an A skill to focus on in the beginning as a real estate agent. Finally is going to be tools and tech. This is our very last skill down here. So tools and tech, where would I put this? This could be utilizing your electronic software for signatures. Maybe use Transaction Desk, Dotloop, Paperless Pipeline. Maybe you have a CRM provider. So Boomtown, KV Core, Chime, all these different platforms. Where would I rank tools and technology? It is important, but it's not something to get lost in until you are creating a successful business. You're starting to ramp up. Now you can start prioritizing tools and technology to help you get to the next level. But in the beginning, it's kind of medium importance. I'll put this as a B skill. I equate this to, let's say you never log in or use your tools. Well, that's like being a mechanic, never picking up a single tool, and now the first car just came into your shop. And you're like, well, where's this tool? How do I use this one? How do I log into my CRM? So utilize your tools, know what they are, know what they do and their functions. And then as you're building your business, you can get better and better at utilizing these to take your business to the next level.